we'll use a demo app called Sales Management and Customer Analysis. A quick search, and we'll get to the demo's introduction page. A couple of things to note. You can simply launch the demo by clicking on this button. That runs the app in your browser. On this one, you can actually download the app and mess around with it by clicking on this link. You can practice creating new charts or borrow ideas for your own app. Even after all the years I've been building QlikView apps, I still come here for ideas. It's a great resource. When you first launch the app, take a minute to look it over. Across the top, you'll see a bunch of icons that are extremely important to your navigation. In my mind, the most important is the top left clear button. It clears any selections that you've made. Think of it as a reset. The let's start over because I've clicked so many things I'm lost button. We'll hit most of the rest as we look through the app, so let's get started. QlikView uses its associative data model to answer the next question. It does that by indicating which data is associated with the stuff you're currently looking at. Let's look at some specific information by making a selection in a list box. A list box is simply a list of values, a data filter. Click on 2011. Watch how the charts change. Now click the back button, the one that looks like a left-pointing triangle. Everything goes back to how it was. It's different than the back button in your browser. It doesn't change the web page. It just takes you one step back in your selections. 2011 gets deselected when you select it. Now hit the forward button, the right-hand arrow. It goes back to what your next selection was. It takes you one step forward. Next, click on Australia in the country list box. See how everything changes again? If you look closely at the various list boxes, you'll see three different colors: green, gray, and white. Green means selected. If you select 2011, you'll see the results for 2011. White means associated. When we selected Australia, individual was unhighlighted or white. That means during 2011 in Australia, there's some information for individuals. Select individuals, and looking at the total sales chart, you'll see that it had sales of 2,100. Also notice that only mountain bikes and road bikes are white. With just a couple of clicks, you've got a question you hadn't considered. Why doesn't Australia sell anything but bikes? Now deselect Australia by clicking it again. Looks like in 2011, individuals worldwide only bought bikes. If you're the bike manager, you might be asking yourself, why didn't we sell through stores? If a particular value is gray, it means that it's outside your current selections. In this case, it means that individuals didn't buy bib shorts during 2011. It doesn't mean that you can't select it. Selecting a gray value automatically deselects values that are outside your current selections, so go ahead and click it. Not surprisingly, individual is now gray. Australia and Germany are also gray. That means we didn't sell bib shorts to stores in those countries. Why not? With QlikView, it's easy enough to try and get an answer. Select Australia and Germany to see what they have in common. Clicking in list boxes isn't the only way to make selections. Clear your selections with the clear button and take a look in the bar chart. Instead of clicking on Australia in the list box, simply click on it in the chart. And now Australia is selected. Click the back button to clear your last selection. Go back to the chart and click and drag across Germany and France. Okay, you selected Germany and France and you're pretty sure that they sell forks, but you can't remember if it's a category, subcategory, or product name. Simply use the search box. Type fork, select HL fork, and now you have your answer, 3,200 in HL forks in France. Next, let's look at the current selections object. It not only gives you a quick look at what you have filtered, but you can also change those filters. Click the eraser icon next to HL fork, and it's unselected. You can also change, not just unselect. Click on the drop down next to country, and now you can select Canada. If you build an app with more than just a few dimensions, make sure to include a current selections object. Another really powerful tool that's baked into QlikView is the ability to lock selections. There are a couple ways to use it. First, you can click the lock icon to lock your current selections. Let's say you're the channel sales manager over France and Germany. Clear your selections. Click France and Germany. Since you really don't care about sales in the US, you're going to want to lock those selections so you can click around and not get lost. Simply click the lock icon button. You'll see that the color changes from green to blue and yellow. That means that filter is locked. Now we can click around, look at brakes and rear brakes and 2013 and Q2. And now we've got so much selected we're lost. Click clear. Notice that France and Germany are still selected. Another way to lock a selection is to right-click on a list box. In the state province, let's click on Paris. Let's say when you're looking at the document, all you want to see is Paris. Right-click, select lock, and now it's locked. Select clothing, classic vest, then clear it again. France and Paris is still selected. To unlock, simply do the opposite. Right-click, unlock. If you want to unlock your current selections, click the unlock icon at the top. Now when you clear, everything's clear again. While we're here, let's take a look at some of the other right-click options. One of my favorites for filters with a lot of options is Select Excluded. If you want to filter your app to all products except cable locks, simply select cable lock, right-click, and choose Select Excluded. Simple, right? As you try different apps, make sure not to forget to right-click and try out the options. It's amazing how many little tricks you'll discover. Finally, you're going to want to export stuff. Like most everything else in QlikView, there are different ways to do it. On the Customers tab, notice the little drop down on the table. If you click it, it gives you a menu similar to right-clicking. Choose Send to Excel, and QlikView sends the data. Depending on your browser and its settings, you might have to click Press Here. And simply open the spreadsheet, and you have your data. Exporting charts is a little bit clunkier. Right-click on a chart, click Print, again press here, and now you have an image that you can save to use in PowerPoints, email, or wherever you want to use it. Close the tab. One other thing you can do, if you right-click on a chart, you can say Send to Excel, again press here, open it up, and you have the data from the chart. Let's close this. We've only hit the highlights, but I think it's enough to give you a good head start. But what are the keys to successfully building your apps?